If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Steinberg in town to honor Julie Wagner, as well as earlier today with Errol Baines. But I think your role today was more in regard to Julie Wagner winning the Herb Armstrong Award. I missed the speeches today, so I got to just throw this to you. We can get back into the Red Sox and the Padres and the Dodgers and the Orioles and all the nonsense. Tell me about Julie and tell me how it went down today. I think that the Orioles still get so much wrong, but there are times when they get things right. And, honoring the Phil Itzos and the Julie Wagners, to me, is the right thing to do.
Well, she's been part of the backbone of all that's been good about the Orioles. When she started as a base bell, which is what they were called before she took them over and changed it to base runners, when she started as a base bell in 1982...
We would call that a ball girl. Right?
No. The ball girls were the ball girls.
Okay, right, okay.
Remember we had ball girls and they were gymnasts and they were twirling things?
Sure.
No, the base bells...
They wore halter tops on halter top day. That was perfect. Which we're still trying to bring that back, by the way.
Some of the base bells did, too. In 1979, halter top day.
Thank God for disco. It did had some rewards.
Well, here's the thing. The base bells were a PR staff that would go around and wish you happy birthday or sing happy birthday, bring you gifts when you weren't expecting them, and also do this work in the public relations office. And Julie was from Severna Park, and when she interviewed for the job, John Blake, then the assistant PR director, and he's now had a wonderful long career in baseball, said, well, what's your impression of the job? And she said, well, basically, I suppose it's a gopher. And he said, exactly. So she got the job. And Julie is as good-hearted as they come. She had a natural leadership streak so that she could easily take over that group. But she hustled, she cared, she sweated over all matters of conscience.
Isn't that the thing that Roy Summeroff was talking about, that the Orioles embodied all during the 80s?
Yes, absolutely. Roy...
You were as important as Eddie Murray to some degree, right? Well, everybody felt that way.
There's a point to that, which is that the players came through the offices each day. They had the option not to, but the corridor that led to the clubhouse came right through the offices. Eddie Murray, who has been a dear friend, and it has been frustrating because he's not a great PR person for himself, but who has been such a wonderful friend to me, to Julie. Eddie would walk through our offices each day for 12 years on his way in, and if he missed us on a given day, he'd come clackety-clacking through the offices on that tile floor wearing cleats after batting practice, before infield, and he would hang out and talk to us. He didn't want to talk baseball with us. We talked about who's dating whom and what movie is good, and he could certainly be good for college basketball. That was the kind of family it was. If you were Roy Summerhoff...
It was a workplace.
It was a fun workplace.
Right.
We looked forward to about 3 o'clock on a game day because guys were going to come walking through, and they validated that we were trying our hardest to help the team. They saw how hard we worked. But more than how hard we worked, they saw how much we cared. And one day, this is true story, it is busy. In the PR office, the phones are ringing off the hook. Julie's there, I'm there. Eddie comes in wearing the bright orange jersey and white pants.
Of the disco era.
Right. He sits down, and the phones are busy. And we motion to him, Eddie, can you grab that? Eddie answers the phone, hits the button, public relations, this is Eddie. The person on the other end had no idea that was Eddie Murray. They wouldn't have believed it. And it was, and he was just going to ask them to hold till we could get the call. But that's how harmonious it was. That's how wonderful it was. And I say was. I don't know how it is at the Orioles today. But what
I do.
What I know is we haven't replicated that in San Diego or Boston or Los Angeles. That was unique so far in my career to a very special time.
Old-fashioned at this point.
Yeah, and we were just talking about it the other day in Los Angeles. With Brad Osmus, who's a wonderful guy, a very bright guy, Dartmouth grad, and has had a 17-year career. And I was telling him about that and how Eddie and the other players would just come and mingle with us. And he said, in my years in Houston, I think that I only went into the front office like 5 times ever. And you don't see it other places, but we had that here, and it was special. I know just what Roy's talking about.
If you love Baltimore sports, You'll love WNST.net.